I say things people don't want to hear, even though I'm tired of seeing them. I say things that people don't want to hear, even though they label me as aggressive, even though they try to tell me I would be more successful and meet the needs of my people if I was just a little bit more agreeable.
Nikuyah Walker was elected mayor of Charlottesville in 2017, just months after the city was the site of a white supremacist rally that turned deadly. She became the town's first Black female mayor. We first spoke to Walker in 2018 and checked back in to see how things are going.
Usually people think of the idyllic campus, Thomas Jefferson. Now, when people hear Charlottesville, one of the first things they think of is the Unite the Right rally in 2017. How has that one event impacted the city ever since?
And if you really understand your history, you know that the University of Virginia would not exist if it hadn't been for the enslavement, of Black people. So that history has often been overlooked, and we seem to consistently need events to take us back to just the founding of this country, and everything that has happened since its founding has been problematic. But in terms of the Unite to Right, that summer of hate, as we, call it, that was for a brief moment, a time period where white people said, oh my gosh, really? Not in Charlottesville. But these problems have been here and have persisted for generations. So most of us showed up to the table like, yeah, so this has been our lives. This is how we've had to figure out how to survive on this plantation that is Charlottesville.
How did growing up in Charlottesville impact your understanding of race and racism?
Growing up in Charlottesville, you definitely see that there's a major class divide, and you see every level of destruction that people talk about when you talk about the difference between how white and Black people are treated in this world. Growing up here, I did not know a family that hadn't experienced mass incarceration. So I don't know one Black family in Charlottesville that hasn't had a relative that has done a significant amount of time. You see generations of poverty, and you have people who have worked very hard that haven't, been able to make it out. I saw an explosion when crack hit the streets that affected my family personally and affected my friends and their families.
When you were running for mayor, your campaign slogan was unmasking the illusion. So what was the illusion?
The illusion was that we were a world-class city, that people perceived the aesthetically pleasing nature that is Charlottesville, that you can come and tour plantations and not think about the fact that Black people created that landscape unwillingly and forcefully, that you can walk into any Native Black family home and they will tell you how they have attempted to survive through generational poverty. Every area is completely devastating. The wealth gap, the education. Our school systems have consistently failed Black families since integration. After August 2018, the moment that people were not in the streets with guns, and there were, FBI, there weren't FBI reports that, the people who stormed the Capitol were going to storm Charlottesville again. There was a call, well, how do we get back to normal? There were people who August 2018 was tired of talking about race.
What would you say has been some of the most difficult reforms that you've tried to get through?
We have to talk about how difficult it is to change things when the people who are in power do not have the same mindset and thought process that you have. We're in a form of government where anything I attempt to create, because we're a council manager form of government, it takes 3 votes. I'm often told, you have to be the mayor for everyone. And I ask them, what does that mean to you? Because are you telling me that your trash pickup schedule deserves the same attention from me as someone who's unhoused? Are you saying that your discomfort with conversations regarding race means that I allow people to remain in devastating poverty because you're uncomfortable with talking about how you arrived there? So these are the conversations that we're still having, today, and they've gone through great lengths in 2020 to, attempt to silence me, discredit me. It's a constant fight to change the narrative of this community. The majority of our staff tell me that there's a slower pace, that if I went that slower pace, people would be more comfortable, that if I changed my tone, people would hear me more clearly. And I have moved through that with the same intensity and integrity that I moved through my campaign year with. I don't have to worry about the people who stormed the Capitol, the 70 plus million people who voted for Donald Trump, attempting to destroy me. The liberal progressive, primarily white members of this community, are the ones that I have to watch out for the most. They are the individuals who have upheld this system of white supremacy, institutional racism, in a covert way that is usually excused.
When Biden announced that he was going to run for president, he specifically mentioned Charlottesville as the wake-up call that inspired him to run. And now he's, definitely emphasizing a message of healing and unity. Do you think that's the way forward?
No. President Biden, I don't think your calls for reaching across the aisles are going to resolve our issues. If I sat down with him, my question would be, how do you propose reaching across the aisle for over 70 million people who would still have me in chains if they could? What does that look like? Why is your proposal that the people being able to liberate themselves means that you have to negotiate with terrorists? I don't understand that. But if we have to negotiate with terrorists as we are reckoning with the history of enslavement, and that part of our liberation 10-point plan means that they got to be on board with it, we're not gonna get there. We'll never get there. So our children, our children's children, our children's 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 children will still be having these same conversations that we're having, and that should be unacceptable to all of us.